Hi everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel. This is my third time trying to record this video. I don't know what is going on with my phone today, but here we go. Today's video is my 5 most used SLGs. This is a video that I would have found useful as I was first starting collecting, just because I found that as my collection of luxury items has kind of grown, and I'm using collection loosely because I like to use all my items. I don't like having a museum of things. But anyway, as my collection has grown over time, I've kind of just found that I've been surprised by which pieces have been the most useful to me and to my lifestyle. That some things that I thought were going to be really useful and I was going to use all the time ended up not being so much. And then some things that I kind of thought would be just sort of bought on a whim and just for fun ended up being something that I used all the time every day. So without further ado, we're going to jump into it. I hope this works out. Here we go. My first item, if you've been watching my channel, you will be well familiar with this item. This is my Chanel 6 key holder, and it is in gold hardware with caviar leather. This is not only a great way to organize your keys, it's also a great way to have your keys so they protect your bag, which is one reason why I use it. I also love all the details on this. I mean, it looks like a mini Chanel purse, which is so cute. The interior is burgundy, which is amazing, and it has this card slot here, which is kind of useful, but also the one on the back, which is super useful to me. I love grabbing this and just popping like the card I need and my ID in it and then running to the store and just kind of being like, you know, light and free. If I need to go to the drugstore or just something easy or grocery store, all I need is this. I don't need to bring my whole handbag and I'm just, yeah, I'm on the go. I think this is so cute. It protects my purses, and then the details on it, just, you know, holding it and looking at it, it's just so eensy and cute. And then also like, it just feels good in my hand. It makes me happy to use. I feel like SLGs sometimes more so than purses kind of make me happier just because they're like small and all in there together and it looks like a little luxury clubhouse. Okay, no, I'm weird, I know. The next most used SLG I have is this Louis Vuitton mini pochette in Damier Ebene. I have the little Japanese charm on it that I've talked about before. This item, when I purchased it, I thought that it was just kind of going to be, you know, used mostly as a wristlet for going out, but actually I will pretty much never use it like that. Maybe I've done that a few times, but not so much recently. I use this to organize my bags, and if it fits in a bag, I am bringing it with me. Everything I have in it is kind of like stuff that I wouldn't know where else to put it, and it would kind of just be a mess in my bag. I mean, look at that, and totally stress me out if I did not have this. And so I love that this little pochette kind of contains everything and keeps it organized and looks so cute. And I just find that this mini pochette fits in so many different bags. Like, there are lots of smaller bags where I would think like, oh, there's no way it's not going to, and then it just does. And so it always ends up coming with me, and I just love the organization. I love that I can clip it into my Neverfull onto the D-ring. You know, there's also the wristlet option that you can do going out. There's also, like, if you were a small doll, you can put it over your shoulder. Okay, no, probably not. Only the children and dolls could do that, I think. But yeah, it's just so useful and so cute, and I thought it was kind of a silly item at first, but it's kind of been with me every day on my person, which I think is really good, and so I would recommend getting one. It's kind of like the junk drawer of my purse, but it's also like very useful things in the junk drawer, so that's good. My next most used item was definitely an impulse buy. I bought this at Hermes in Paris last year, and it is the Bastia case, and it's because I was using my walk and it was filling up with coins, and in Europe, euros are actually super meaningful coins that you can use, but I couldn't like get them out of the zipper compartment, and I saw this and I wanted to pick up something from Hermes when I was in Paris, and this was just perfect, but I've ended up using it as my cash holder. I could fold up dollar bills and keep it in here. I have coins in here, and I just love the function of like you can see everything and kind of go through and pick what you want, and it's super small and compact, and the orange color is like that perfect Hermes orange, and I also just feel like this Epsom calfskin is indestructible. And so this has been coming with me pretty much everywhere as well. In fact, sometimes when I'm like really pressed for stuff, I will put it in here in my junk drawer just to keep it all together. My next most used item is the Louis Vuitton Cosmetic pouch PM size in Monogram. And this little guy fits so much stuff. This is like my life-saving, you know, sort of guy. There's like my compact, there's the blotting papers, there's my nerdiness that I'm always talking about, tissue, inhaler, EpiPen, Chanel lip gloss. What more could you need? Everything a girl needs. Lip balm, another lip gloss. Like the stuff you can fit in here is just endless. Shout white? Anyone? No? Tea, Band-Aid, Receipt, Pepto-Bismol, Benadryl. And the inside is totally destructible, totally indestructible, totally wipeable. I mean, I had all that makeup in there. It looks pretty dang clean down inside. And it's just a great little makeup case that kind of can fit everything you need. Every once in a while, it'll get a little bit full and I'll need to unload a couple lip glosses because I have been known to kind of hoard them in the bottom there. But really, like, it's just been super, way more functional than I would have thought. I have had a little bit of trouble. You know, you do need to take the time and kind of pack it right. Otherwise you get rippling at the top, which if you leave it rippled like that, it will stay that way. Okay, here we go. Here we all, everybody's in there. But this, kind of similar to the mini pochette, fits in a lot more places that I didn't think it would fit. And because it has the wide base, but it kind of tapers at the top. So you can like fit this in, lean it back against something, and then slot something in right by it, which I've been really impressed by. I just like having everything in one place. I mean, you can see like I'm kind of a sucker for like things in containers. But I found this way more useful than I thought. Also, when I'm traveling, I think it's great because I will kind of stick, oh, I'm getting caught here on my tea bags. Stick a bunch of makeup in here and leave it sort of like open on the counter. So like if I had more stuff, you know, open on the counter or have my makeup brushes sticking up out of it. So it's a great little travel companion as well, which I really love. Okay, last but not least, it's sort of cheating. My fifth item is 2 items, but they're very similar. And so I wanted to mention them both because I think that you could go either way depending on what brand you like. They are the Louis Vuitton Empreinte Cles or the Chanel card holder. And these guys hold the same number of cards and kind of function the same way. The Chanel has the little card slot in front and then like a big gusseted situation in there. The Empreinte Cles has a place for your most used cards in the back and then like a gusseted side, and you could do your whole situation in there. Let me just transfer. The easiest wallet transfer ever. Yeah, you could do your whole situation in there. And it's just like the easiest little wallet pairing. I think this for my cards and this for my cash has been my new situation on the go. I interchanged the Louis Vuitton Empreinte Cles with the Chanel card holder. I really like this one in my Chanel bags for matchy-matchy, and like the same for Louis Vuitton. I like matching, so I like having both. You could really get by with one, but they are both equally used and equally loved and, you know, kind of equally functional in that way. Or maybe I'll just like fully transfer. Ooh, fortune cookie. I like that both have like this great leather feel. I mean, the caviar leather is hard to beat. The Empreinte smells so good. This one, the Chanel, similar to the key holder, also has the burgundy lining, which is just the sweetest little touch. And the gold hardware to match. This also, I mean, it matches perfectly my Speedy, and then there's the little leather pull detail, which is so cute, and then the all leather interior also, and it's made in France, which is just, you know, just pile on the fun. This has been super useful, as has this card holder. Most recently, these have basically been my wallets. So yeah, these are my 5 most used, 6 technically, but 5 because it's you could get away with just one of the card holders. I don't like to play favorites though. My most used SLG items. yeah, these are them. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know what your most used SLGs are. I would love to hear it to get more ideas and kind of figure out my system. I like that, you know, my internal bag system is always evolving and I'm always trying to figure out how to organize best and, you know, what gives me the easiest access and kind of what works best for me. And so I like to evolve that. I don't like to be so stuck in my ways, and so I'd love to hear your input. So let me know down below, and like this video if you like, you know, top videos. I don't know what to call this. Themey, whatever. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much to my current subscribers. You guys are the best. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.